Hi, Tamina. Nice to meet you at last.
Nice to meet you too. I'm so happy that I've got a chance to speak to you because I really love what you do, and it would be really great if you can sort of tell everyone who's coming to the event a little bit more about what you do. So to start off with, could you tell me, there's obviously quite a strong connection to the moon in what you do. Could you tell me a bit about why it's important for women to connect to the cycles of the moon?
Okay, so I'm coming from a really personal space here. I feel, that's the only way that I can really work is through my own personal experience. So throughout my life, I kind of really suffered from self-esteem issues and real problems with myself through anorexia, through mental health issues. And I really got quite deep into yoga and my own personal yoga practice, Kundalini yoga, Hatha yoga, all different types of yoga, and became a teacher trainer. And I found that throughout everything, just working with nature was my biggest love. And I found that when I was able to really connect my own personal yoga practice and yoga nidra with nature, because there is a real sort of connection between the two, is that I was able to really find that balance and that harmony. And then within the last sort of few years before I sort of went on to work more with the flower energy connected to me with the moon energy. So to me, with Silent Moon, what I'm really doing, and this doesn't outrule men at all, I just want to say that, but obviously my essences and my actual work is done through moonlight. And I found that working with the moon energy, with the flowers, I was able to really connect with the cyclical nature within myself and within the actual nature kingdom itself, and how the moon affected us all. So looking at the phases of the moon within the cycles of the moon every month. Happy New Moon to everybody, by the way, as it's today in Gemini. I love the fact that we always have the ability to start again. So the new moon comes, we set our intentions, our new beginning. It's almost like spring every month, we start again. And then we work through that cycle as a woman, if you're menstruating or wherever you are in, maiden, mother, crone stage. We all go through cycles, we all go through the mood swings, the happy days. And, to me, it was really about accepting that was my truth. And it was okay to feel this way. And the moon really reflected that for me. I saw that with the moon, her wax and her wane, of her own cycles, gave me almost permission to have, to feel that within myself.
Yeah.
So as I started to work with the flowers, my connection became stronger with the moon energy. And I notice also with many women that I work with, again, we can say that, it's a new beginning at new moon, but and we may feel that we want to set our new intentions, but not everybody feels that that part of the moon cycle is the best time for them, or that the full moon time is a time where they're blossoming and they're really blooming. Because we're all different, everybody feels the moon energy differently as well, and I sometimes feel that is not always accepted, that we're all put into a box, even when we work with moon energy, that we should feel this way and this way and this way. It's not the case. We're all very, very different. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So does it make sense?
Yeah.
So I love to work with individuals who actually can find the time in the moon cycle where they are at their best, so that they can then start to thrive and do the best for them at that point in time. And then when they need to rest, whether it's new moon or full moon, that they give themselves permission to do that. And there's a way of doing that by charting it as a woman. You can see that yourself, just knowing your own cycle, up and down, like a graph.
Yeah. Because you do these cards that are quite helpful with charting and sort of knowing where the moon is and what's going on at the different phases, don't you?
So the moon, the cards that I create are something that I created. Everything I did personally for myself. This is what I take out there is something that has helped me. What I'm putting out there is what my story, what has helped me. And I always feel that you get the people who come to you who resonate with your energy, and that's really important to me, that I work with people who feel that too. So the moon cards are 8 cards that I created for the cycle, each cycle of the moon. So 8 phases throughout one cycle. So today we're starting at new moon. Every 3 to 4 days a card will change. So you'll move through into, by Sunday it'll be crescent moon, next week growth moon, bud moon, where are we? Full moon, fruit moon, harvest moon, then dark moon. And then we go into that energy of the wax and then the wane. And the cards allow you to see where you are. There's an affirmation on the card that you can use daily, and that sort of brings me on to the course that I'm actually putting out there today, which is Embodying Your Moon Spirit, which is the course that's going to be out there from today's new moon, which is going to help you go that little bit deeper with the cards themselves. So it's really exciting. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
It's a great course. It was a great course to create. Really, really heartfelt, and really came from my truth, which is I can see it glowing. It's great. I'm so happy with it.
Yeah, I did get the email about the course, and I thought it looked really good. So yeah, I'm going to look into that. So tell me about your elixirs. You've got a range of elixirs, haven't you? Tell me how they work, how they support people.
Right. Okay. So we'll start from flower essences are an energy. They're based on the energy field, so they work as an energy medicine. So if you've heard of batch flower essences, think of batch flower essences to start with. They are created in the sunlight. They are the most popular flower essences that are available. They were created in the 1930s by Dr. Batch, who knew that there was, that there was something in the flowers, there was something that helped our energy field. Now everything by Batch is created in the sunlight. I'm a little bit of a rebel. I don't stick to the norm. Don't have this blue hair for nothing. I did truly believe when I started creating them, although I love sunlight, for me it was, well, what's wrong with the moon? Yeah. The moon has energy. She waxes and wanes. She's very powerful, or he's very powerful. And what's that energy about? And I sat with it for a long time and thought, really, inside of me, I don't want to create with the sunlight. I want to create with the moonlight. This feels better for me. Yeah. So what I did was start to create my own flower essences, my own personal range. It was, first of all, I started them for myself. And then about 4 or 5 months later, after I'd done a flower essence course, Silent Moon it just sort of came about from nowhere. I didn't really expect it to happen, and I didn't go into doing my flower essence training with a thought that I was actually going to start creating and create a business. But it felt like it was a calling, and I started it, and it was there, and it's been really successful, especially in the States. A lot of Americans just love working with my products, and I think what it is mainly about Silent Moon is that what the essences do is that they touch the shadow of us. So I always say to people, be prepared for them, because if you want to do some real clearing, they will clear away and help you work with the shadow energy of who we are. Now, the moon is a shadow energy, so that's not saying it's a dark energy. That's saying we all have a shadow that we need to face. And that's really important that we look at that throughout our lives, because if we don't, then we can't see our truth, then we can't see our wholeness. So it's about what I always say. If you hear me on Periscope or Instagram or wherever, I talk about wonderful mess. It's about expressing our wonderful mess, and that no matter who and what we are in this wholeness, we are just wonderful and perfect. And that's what I find that the essences do. You can see a multitude of testimonials on my site about how they've helped people, and I always give gratitude to nature, because I always feel like I'm just the vessel that all this comes through. I do nothing, I just allow. And it's just worked out really well. I don't know how.
Yeah. I love that, what you say about the whole wonderful mess thing, because as women, I think there's so much pressure on us to be a certain way, to conform to certain things, to just, it's just like, it's so freeing to actually feel like, this is me, this is how I am, and that's okay, you know. So the fact that you've created products that support that is amazing. What amazing work.
Yeah, I actually have one that's coming out next week, and it was an essence that I created. Some of the flowers speak to me, and they tell me whether they want to be on the website or not. And this
Wow.
created for 2 years. And it wasn't ready to go out there, but it's actually lilac, and it's going out next week, and it's for self-sabotage. So it's for people who tend to, you know, sabotage themselves, whether that's in relationships or just personally, you know. And it's an amazing flower essence for that. And us women tend to be, you know, that way. We tend to sabotage ourselves in many different ways. Whether it's in our relationships, within our family situations, we're good at feeling guilt.
Yes, yes. Well, that's a good one. So that's coming out now, then, is it?
Yeah, it's ready. It just needs to go on the website, but it's
fantastic. Ready. Will you be bringing your essences to? Oh, fantastic! So you'll be at Awaken the Goddess on the 22nd of July.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, good. So I'll pick some up then when you come. That would be really great.
Well, what would be good, Samina, is if people are interested in doing that, so I know exactly what people want if this is going on there. Because I've got so many, I'm not going to bring them all. What I was going to do is bring the most popular ones.
Okay.
But if I know that people will look at the site and they see something particular and they want to pick it up on the day, then I can have it ready so that it's there and they can save their postage, obviously.
Great. Okay. That's a good note. I'll put that up on the website. So just finally, before we finish, tell me why do you do this work? What is it about this work that really, you know, gets you up in the morning?
I have to say it's truth. I don't think there is anything better than standing in your truth and who you really are. And I love to watch women just grow and bloom. I'm watching it every day with work that I do, and whether I'm giving consultations or whether it's through the essences from miles away, you know, watching people in America blooming and emailing me and saying, you know, I wasn't there a month ago, and how come? Oh, you know what? We question ourselves when we feel good. I'm feeling this way. It's like, what's it? And like I say with the guilt thing, you know, so I think that's one of the real reasons. It's almost like, you know, you attract the people. It's like a mirror. We're like mirrors to each other. And the more work that I do on myself with my own essences, or with, you know, as I create them. I don't take my own essences, by the way. They're not for me. That they were never created for me. They were created for others. It was for me to create them for others. I've got enough moon energy in me. So I don't take it very, very rarely. So yeah, I think it's just standing in my truth. I feel so blessed that I do the job that I do, that I can get up every morning and that I can do what I love. And I think I am extremely lucky, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And my mission is to have other women doing that as well. It's to really stand in their power and be who they are, and do the jobs that they want to do without feeling bad about it. And that's what's really important to me.
Oh, that's amazing. How amazing. I'm so excited that you're going to be there at Awaken the Goddess. Because you kind of embody everything that, you know.
I don't even try.
Oh, Indra, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure talking to you.
You're welcome.